under the umbrella of the program called Strengthening of Farmer Organizations. So the one thing that connects us also is that we are all believing that the farmers will be strengthened through the fact that they are very well organized together. And I'm very happy to see that this time and now you have invited women farmers and the German Women Farmer Organization to exchange on specific topics concerning us, the half of the world, and of course the drivers of agricultural development. So yeah, welcome, congratulations to this event, and thanks for also having us here.
Many thanks, Nicole. And once again, I'm happy that you all made it. And now, before maybe I just continue talking, I would rather prefer that now our panelists would start. And therefore, I would like to hand over the word to Ms. Lydia Su in Ghana, where we will start our presentations. Lydia?
Thank you very much, Volker. So from the side of Ghana, we have 3 presentations, and the first on our list, we have from the Farmers Organization Network Ghana, whose president is King David Avoir. So he will tell us about the organization and the benefits, and then also dwell his presentation a bit on the importance of FBOs in rural development and common factors that hinder the development of FBOs in Ghana. So King David, I believe you can hear me. Kindly start with your presentation. Hello, King David.
You're still muted. The unmute button is on the bottom left.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, King David.
Kindly share your
screen. Kindly share your screen, share your presentation with us. Share it on your screen, please.
Hello, are you seeing my screen?
Yes, so share your presentation. Very good, thank you.
Thank you very much. I greet everybody, and like Lydia said, the Farmers Organization Network is a network of farmer-based and fisher-folk organizations in Ghana. We got registered in 2003, and the core activities involve formation of network of small farmer and fisher-based organizations in Ghana to be empowered individually and as a group, and to contribute to agricultural development, and then for their personal economic growth, and then making sure that the natural resources are not destroyed. So these are what we stand for. Who are we? We are a membership of over 350,000 farmers nationwide, and we have about 480 FBOs. That is, no individual can join, but you have to be a member of a farmer-based organization. FONG is administratively, we have the southern zone, the middle zone, and the northern zone. We have divided the country into 3 zones. The northern zone, the office is in Tamale, middle zone in Techiman, and southern zone in Accra. For us, we have women groups, and we have over 165,000 women who are members of the FONG. And if you break them down, you have 180 groups, that is FBOs. We are linked with various stakeholders. Women capacity building is one of the things that we do, and linkages. The vision of FONG is farming becomes profitable and attractive business venture for small scale operators. We know that the smallholder farmers do it as a hobby, but our vision is that farming becomes profitable. That will bring many more people into the farmers organization. The mission of FONG is to embark on proactive policy advocacy we build the capacity of our members in order to contribute to food security, economic growth, and sustainable use of our natural resources. The organs of FUNC include the General Assembly, the National Executive Council, the Women's College, the Youth Forum, or the Youth College, and then we also have the zonal councils, and then the National Secretariat, and then the zonal secretariats. It is the only organization that has established the Women's College, and the Women's College is established in all the zones. So our women belong to the Women's College, and the Women's College actually meet to discuss their own issues and then decide on what they want to do. We do, like I said, we enhance the capacity of members. We also do advocacy for good agricultural policies. We organize platform for learning through information dissemination, sharing, exchange visits, and documentation. We also collaborate with national and international organizations that have similar goals or visions with us. We also promote adoption of technology and all that. We realize that rural development is very important, especially we know that most of the nation's development are centered around the capitals and then the districts. But you know, food production in our country is done at the rural areas. So the development of a rural area is actually very, very important. We give them technology that will promote the women. Also, we build their capacity in group dynamics. We also train them on how to advocate, and then engaging government and activities, and awarding deserving rural women in some communities during the World Rural Women's Day that is celebrated on the 15th of October every year. We have been doing this, bringing the women together, bringing policy makers. Then the women exhibit their wares and their produce so that they see what they are doing. In addition to that, the women are able also to show their own, they are able to tell the policymakers some of their challenges and then how they can be solved. Successes. We've supported women to some international workshops in Senegal, women linkages with the Ghana school feeding, they produce to the Ghana school feeding program, building capacity for women to advocate for themselves, like use of standard weights and measures. These are very important activities so that the farmers are not cheated because they don't weigh their produce. Feel that that is not very good. We are the only organization that has been celebrating the UN International Rural Women since 2008. That is 12 years running. We have also been able to get some national agricultural policies like the National Seed Policy, the CADEP policy, the Planting for Food and Jobs, aflatoxin management in maize and granules, and most importantly, we have also signed some MOUs with some institutions like the CSIR, that is the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Our challenges, there are weak coordinations in certain communities and insufficient funding for the many activities that we are doing, and internally generated funds are also the FBOs being fragmented, and we feel this is not very good. So these are the challenges. The next 5 years, we want to contribute to the transformation of family farming. That is, the farmers might actually do very well, and then they can also preserving the natural resources and undertaking other activities such as strengthening their economic services and making sure that the women and the youth actually take to farming. So there will be mobilization, membership mobilization, and then we also want to see FUNC actually and develop the rural communities. You see that some of the women undertaking some activities in the in some of the trainings that we do. Then these are some of the pictures I am able to share with you. But some of the challenges we find in rural development is that no one is there to advocate for rural development, like bringing infrastructure, water, electricity, and also schooling. And when we get to, because of this, the FUA is able to get the women to send their children to school, to give their children better nutrition, and also fighting for rural development so that they can also have shelter over their heads. So in short, the FUO development in the country, Ghana, is very important. We see it as being very crucial. Without the FUO in rural development, I think the rural areas will be left undeveloped. And we also want to thank GLB for their support during the past year. They've done a good job. They've trained our women to speak for themselves. And even now, most of the women can go to the district assemblies to meet the district chief executives and government appointees. And then they are able to advocate, to tell them their challenges, and also to lobby them for support for their organizations. I think I'll stop here. And if there are questions, the women themselves are here to participate, and then they can also give their impressions about what is happening. On this note, I want to say a very big thank you for organizing this webinar, because it is one of its kind, and we want to see our colleagues in Uganda and then sharing of experiences. On this note, I want to say thank you to DLB, to GIZ, to Konrad Adenauer Foundation, the organization in Germany that is supporting this webinar. On this note, I say thank you, and I rest now. Lydia? Lydia, are you there?
Lydia? Well, Mr.
King David?
King David Amour.
Hello, hello. Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Please, the host, DA, we are trying to log in with the other camera, but we are still waiting, please. So if you can do something about it.
I let you in, but somehow your device is failing to connect. I don't know what's the problem there.
No, we are using true device. Now it has come. Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Miss Lydia Bafour.
Lydia Bafour, Avoir.
Well,
Lydia, are you hearing us?
well, if she can't listen to us, then maybe I just take over. Dear Mr.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, Lydia, you are.
Lydia? Ah. Lydia?
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry, there was a bit of problem with my connection. Hello, Volker. Yes. So
No
sorry
problem.
for the disruption in the internet.
No problem. Just
Yes,
Mr.
so
King David
thank you.
Amour, he just finished his very interesting presentation. And then we would just like to give you the word again.
Yes. Thank you very much, King David, for the interesting presentation. So that was from not be the Q&A session after all reactions yet? Do I have your permission to continue, or do we have any?
Maybe if somebody has a very urgent question, we are ready to take on this question and we can ask directly. If not, maybe you write down your question, write it down into the chat, and we will ask your question later, or write it on a paper and then give a sign when we reach the Q&A session. But maybe for the time being, let's just continue with the next presentation. Lydia?
Okay. Thank you. Hello. Volker, I kindly ask that you continue with the moderation.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm having a bit of issues with my internet connection. So
okay.
Can hear me?
No problem.
Yes, please.
Sorry for that, but well, if you have a webinar session, you always depend on a very good connection. But somehow, I guess we will manage. So, Mr. King David Amor, I would like to invite Ms. Lydia Su to give her presentation. She's the Executive Director of DAA. Ms. Lydia Su, please go ahead.
Yes.
Lydia Su.
Yes. Wait a bit. Hello, good morning. I'm Lydia Su, the Executive Director of Development Action Association. I'll first of all thank the organizers for making it possible for us to have this meeting. And we are so grateful to it.
Sorry, Lydia, to interrupt, but right now we can see your
And then
it's your Gmail account. You have to switch to your presentation.
Are you ready now? Can I talk?
One moment. Can't see what you're sharing. There we go. Now.
Are you ready?
Yes, please.
Miss Lydia, you can.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. You can.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Just go ahead.
You can hear me now.
Yes.
So should I start?
Yes, please.
Should I start?
Please, you can start.
I'm Lydia Su. Yes, Lydia Su, the Executive Director of Development Action Association. And then the National Women's Leader for Farmers Organization Network in Ghana. A member of ROPA, which is West Africa Small Scale Farmers Organization. And then a member of PAFO, which is the whole Africa. I'm also one of the initiators. And I was born from farm families, so I'm from farm family background. Now, Development Action Association. Okay. The background, Development Action Association emerged out of Freedom from Hunger Campaign Action for Development, that is FFACD, of FAO. And then it was registered in 1998 as a farmer-based organization, now operates in 74 communities in Greater Accra, Central Region, Volta, Oti regions in Ghana. 98% of the members being rural women with low level of formal education. Now the vision, the national where grassroots development is committed to eradication of poverty and all social and economic injustice and promotion of rural enterprises. Now the mission, promote and advocate for participatory and self-reliant grassroots movement that is empowered to take charge of its development need as well as create cooperation among them. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Now, added value to DAA members, capacity building in advocacy and lobbying skills, training in business services skills, that's numeracy, literacy, basic, certified, alternative, and supplementary farming input, such as fertilizer. The connection is not that. The connection is not. Such as fertilizer, impulses, etc. Study tools, local, regional, and international for peer and peer knowledge exchange. Added community and developmental projects, school building, toilet facility, and other things that the community also need. Support for smallholder farmers, government policies projects and initiative, market-based initiatives. You can see the pictures below. School built for some fish processors where the children were not going to school. Annual meeting with the Minister of Agriculture, we meet them. And then a regular board meeting ensuring sustainable governance for farmer-based organizations. And now DA with other net partners built a training center for DA. Now strengthen smallholder farmer and farmer-based organization, that is emerging trends. Addressing the current need of women farmers and farmer-based organizations, especially those in peri-urban areas, e.g. Gawes, the competition between farmers, land usage, and real estate is adding access to land. Enhance women and NGOs' capacity through the introduction of cooperative. Challenge of sustainability in the face of climate change in variability. Assisting smallholder farmers to access low-cost mechanization, equipment, and extension service to boost yield. Ensuring women empowerment and effective contribution to rural development projects. Strengthen FBOs and women-led associations through Village Savings Loan, that's VSL. Now, successes. 2010, advocate on fisheries law, and 2013, translating of fisheries law into other local languages. That is 5 languages, and this is first of its kind in the whole of Africa. Advocated and use of weight and measures by local farmers and producers. And then the date is wrong. It's 209. The second national best farmer run-up was from DA. Through small training, they came up with a lot of awards. Now, initiation of International Rural Women's Day in Ghana, DA did it. We can find pictures under it. Every year, Comfortado, they are receiving awards. All these people, every year they receive these women. They receive an award every year. That there are some awards that they also get. Now let's look at the recommendation. Rural women should have a voice in awareness creation, participation, and organization, which could be facilitated through education, capacity building, and skill training. The diversity among rural women should be given a central role in planning, design, implementation, and monitoring. Open to smallholder farmers, support of agricultural development efforts, reduce dependency on farming and vulnerability of smallholder and family in the face of climate change, ascendancy, and implementation of management. They are wait for in
Hello, Miss Lydia. Miss Lydia.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Now we can hear you again.
Did you hear me?
Yes, now we can
hear you. Did you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes. Yes. Okay. Miss Lydia, I think as we can see that this is the last slide, number 7. We assume that that was a presentation, but we still would like to give you the final word.
Should I repeat it?
Well, the last sentence, yes, maybe. Hello? Hello? Maybe it seems that the connection is not so good. So maybe we would thank you, Miss Lydia Su, and maybe we can talk to you later, probably after your very interesting presentation. There are going to be some questions, and I would like to remind everybody who's got a question, please read the chat and also write into the chat, and then later on we can give your question to the person you would like to direct the answer to. So now let's go to our next presenter. It's Miss Jeanette Adey. She's the leader of Volta, and we are happy to listen to your presentation. Miss Jeanette?
Thank you. And I want to thank the organizers also for this opportunity. My name is Jeanette Adey from Ghana, a rice and cocoa farmer, and I'm aggregator also. I also do rice processing. I started farming in 2010 and formed the Madofa group in Akpafuodomi in the Oti region. And through that, DLV and GIC came and do a project with us. So the Madofa group has improved, and all the groups around or the farmers around just contacted us that they also want to form these groups. So because of the GIC and DLV project, improvement has come and a lot of people want to form the group. That is how come we are coming out with the Volta and OT Women in Agriculture Network, VOAN. We have about 50 groups now, but 20 are very active. They have been registered with the district assemblies. They have opened bank accounts through the interventions of DLV. They brought DA to come and do advocacy, lobbying, and networking with us. And the Rural Women's Day celebration has attracted a lot of groups. So the group is just the formation. We are now forming the group now with the vision. The vision is to seek the general welfare of all members and improve their living conditions. When the other women see how the Madofa women are improving through the rice parboiling, now we package our rice and they sell and they get money, it is attracting them. And the mission is to empower the members economically. Capacity building programs, nutrition, hygiene and healthy promotion, and cooperative activities. DLV came with this nutrition and hygiene and healthy promotion, and we can see that the women, their lives are changing now. Women are very conscious. That is why we want to continue with it and to build their capacity also. The rural women, you see that the education level is very low. And through this intervention, you see that things are changing. So this is our mission. The cooperative activities, the cooperative activity that we want to include, you see that because the rural women cannot get access to get loans from the banks, we want to form these cooperatives so that they can save monies for themselves. In next 5 years, we want to see this VO1 legalized, and we see the executives also, and even credit union programs based on missions, and join the network like FONC and DAA. Some of our members are already DAA members, so automatically we are FONC members also. The benefit of the belong to the association is the training that we are getting, networking, and there is this member of a service provider in the association, which is providing mechanization services to the members now. This year, for instance, about 1,000 women benefited from the power tiller training. That is where the planting of rice. And the women farmers paid only half of the price that the service is charged. So, and also they have brought machines to harvest their rice for them with a subsidy price. They are harvesting and they are threshing rice for them. This same organization is aggregating, so they are going to buy their paddy. So you see that women farmers are benefiting because they belong to a group. And because of their formation, that is how come this organization, the service provided, they have joined the association to help their farmers. And it is attracting a lot of women to form groups. When you come to Volta and Oti region now, you see that every community, they want to form, how do we do it? So we have to start something. So they are starting. So maybe in 5 years' time, we are going to see an organized body which is going to help. You see that because of these machines, post-harvest losses is reducing, time that they are using to harvest their rice is reducing, and even the cost, because now they only pay for half payment of the services that they have been provided. Success stories, like I'm saying, about 25 groups have been registered with the district assembly. Now the district knows them. They have registered, they open an account and they are saving money so that when it is time for rice season, they come together and buy input and share. And if somebody doesn't belong to this group, it means that you cannot get that. And you see that even organizations that are coming in are coming to help their groups, not individuals. So because these women are coming together, that is why they are benefiting from a lot of things. Groups already benefiting from activities of other members, like Madofa now is a well-established group, and the women can get money now to look after their children, pay school fees. Some are building houses, some are buying fridges and freezers, opening shops. So you see that other members are learning from the first groups that were formed. This rice parboiling that DLV came to introduce to us has improved women's lives, because now they can parboil and package in small packaging sizes, which everybody is buying. And even that has bring even the nutritional aspect also, because when you see the parboiled rice, because of the process that it goes through, it is nutritious than the straight milling. So now all the women also want to parboil, even if they won't sell, that is what they want to consume in their homes. And we have a lot of challenges by forming this group, because like I've said, a lot of them are illiterate, they didn't go to school. So bringing women together to form groups, it is a very challenge to get even the leadership, those who be the leaders, those who can write a little. So you see that we are bringing them together now, and we are training them on small, how to write minutes, how to write a membership, how to do registration, those small. It is a challenge to us now, because it is we, the women, are coming together to help our fellow women. And we don't have any money line anywhere. So that is a challenge. And inadequate machines. But now I can say for this year, like I've said, harvesting machines are here, threshers are here. So even though we were facing those challenges, this year particular, you see that the women have been benefited and they are happy, but yet we still need some few machines to add to that. Then a lack of farmlands. You see that in our area, it is the men that owns land. So if a woman wants a huge land to farm on, it is a very big challenge. Men don't want to release the land to the women. So that is another challenge also. Then problems with group formations, like I've said, it is just slow, but at least because there's competition now in the groups, we are improving. We can see some of the pictures. We see where the machine, the rice cutters machines are there. We see the women farmers who were trained to harvest their rice. And we have seen where women farmers have gone for exhibitions. They have their products, and they even cook this parboiled rice and to show them, to give to people to taste it and educate people, or creating the awareness of the nutritional aspect. We don't just eat, we have to eat something that is nutritious. And these are our pictures, I think. And we see where the women too were trained on rice parboiling, and where they were trained to use rice for other products. And also some pictures where the aggregator is giving input to the farmers, so that at the end of the day, you either pay in cash or pay in kind of the farm produce. I think that is all, and I want to thank you all. I can't see it.
Many thanks, Ms. Jeanette Adey, for this also very interesting presentation, and also all these pictures which give a very good insight into your work. And now we would like to board our virtual airplane. And now from Ghana, we are flying over to Uganda, where we are going to welcome Mr. Dennis Kabito. He's the CEO of UNIFA, and we would like to invite you to give your presentation. Dennis?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I guess you can hear me well.
Yes, we can hear you.
Dennis, do you want to share a presentation yourself, or should I do that for you?
You can.
Does it? Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, that's an organized desktop.
So, yes, I don't know. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Yes.
Good. Okay, thank you so much. Good afternoon from Kampala, Uganda. It's 14:57 or 14. It's 14:53 hours here in Uganda. Good morning, my brothers and sisters from Ghana, and a good afternoon to those in Germany. I'm presenting about the young farmers. We have heard about the women farmers in West Africa. So we are going to talk about the young farmers in Uganda. So my presentation is having that, and a brief on myself, on the organization, on the activities, on the challenges and learnings, and then the future plans and the people that we partner with. So my name is Dennis Gavito, and I'm a farmer with a mixed farm of crops and livestock in central Uganda. I'm also the CEO for the Young Farmers Federation of Uganda, the apex body for youth in agriculture. But also I dabble as the facilitator or the chairperson for the youth committee for the World Farmers Organization based in Rome. I'll start with the background. Why are we existing? We need to feed 10 billion people across, and daily 842 million people don't have food. And in Uganda, agriculture contributes 23% of our GDP. And it employs the biggest number of people in the country. And it contributes a significant amount, 40% of the exports. With all this background about agriculture, you find that we, Uganda, are the second youngest population in the world, with people aged between 1 to 25 taking 78% of all the Ugandans in the country. So meaning that our country is full of young people, and these young people are most importantly needed in feeding the world. And because of that background, that's why we came up with the Young Farmers Federation of Uganda, the umbrella organization for youth farmers in Uganda, those aged between 12 to 39. We started with the help of the German Farmers Association through our main National Farmers Association for the adult farmers, the Ugandan National Farmers Federation. We are a fully fledged organization and registered in the Ugandan registrations bureaus. We operate countrywide in 66 districts of Uganda with over 31,000 youth spread in all the regions of the country. Our target is those youth in rural areas, youth in school, and those out of schools, but also in institutions. Why are we doing all this? We want to see a holistically transformed youth in agriculture for a sustainable economy, because our country, as I've shown you, is that there's a significant amount that comes from agriculture, and it is the easiest way of employing many of the young people, especially if we provide them an escape route through agriculture. In order to have our vision fulfilled, we have to continuously mobilize and empower youth. That is why this organization is there, to empower and mobilize more youth, as some are coming in and others are going into the main farm association. We have 5 key areas of development. The first one is about us, institutional capacity. So it's involving how do we make the body structure of the different structures of UNIFA that you are going to see. The second one, which is the most important role of a farm organization, is advocacy, which aims at saying that the rights of the young farmers are heard by all players, especially the duty bearers in policy and in government. The third is about capacity building. We do a lot in training our members, especially because we need the skills in order to grow, but also to enhance our competences in the different areas. The fourth is about networking, which is very important because we cannot do everything. But when we build these relationships, they're helping us to grow, they're helping us to develop. And the last one are the different services that we offer to our members, be it at the national or at the grassroots level in the different categories. So that's our organogram. We have the AGM, we have a board, we have the secretariat that I head, then we have the 6 regional cohorts that occupy the different parts of the country. And our main membership are the district young farmers associations, the youth agro-based organizations, and the school agriculture clubs. That's the office with different people. And so this is our UNIFA membership in the different parts of the country. And these are the different district young farm associations that are involved in UNIFA's structures. So in total, we have around 34 members that are fully subscribing. And then 6 are from the schools, strong agriculture clubs, and then 51 are youth associations, stroke initiatives. And in total, we have 31,901 members. And of these, 5,533 are females. But why are we doing all this? Why did we found the Young Farmers Federation of Uganda? We want to bring out the voice of the youth and the interests, especially those that are in agriculture. We want to entice and tell others that these exist. We want to empower young leaders, especially in those in the agriculture sector, because we want them to head youth farm associations from now onwards. We usually want to formulate strong synergies and relationships that will help us to grow. And if we have this Young Farmers Association, we want to see that youth stay in the rural areas and they are active in whatever they are doing. We want to create fun as we involve more young people, but also we want to harness creativity and innovation that is synonymous with many youth. We have several activities, as I've already mentioned, in our 5 different thematic areas. We have several meetings for running of the organization. We have workshops, and trainings for capacity building. We do a lot of advocacy and lobbying activities. We organize youth in agribusiness symposia. We do exhibitions for youth in order to show what they are doing and create for them markets. We do a lot of farmer-to-farmer exchanges and excursions at national and international level. We network and link our farmers to information and markets and off-farm opportunities. We do publications now, a newsletter and a magazine that highlights what the youth are doing. So these are some of the pictorials from some of our activities. Now that was during the exhibitions where youth are given platform to exhibit what they're doing. These are school agriculture debates where we involve different schools at national level. Then we have a symposia again where we talk about national issues in agriculture that are affecting youth. I've already talked about the school agriculture clubs where we go and meet students and do demonstrations, but also formulate clubs with them. We have experience on farm trainings and farm-at-farm extension. We visit farms and take these youth to learn more on the different farms. Then, as I talked about the international exposure, where we have young farmers go for an international apprenticeship or training in agriculture in German, while Germans also come to our Ugandan farms and do the same. So you see, these ladies were from Germany last year. They were here on our farms to learn more about Ugandan agriculture. These Ugandans were in Germany also to learn and get acquainted with global food systems. As I said, we are with the young people, so we do a lot of communication because we want to pass out a lot of information. And this is our biggest strength because we do it, as I've already said, about the publications, the magazine and newsletters, and the social media that is important in informing and sharing insights for our members. Our membership are those active farmers between the age of 12 to 39. They can be organizations of youth with the same goals like ours. They can be agribusiness enterprises that are run by youth. And then they can be schools or tertiary institutions that focus on agriculture. All these can be part of our members. We have different projects and different partnerships with different organizations. The first one is more into strengthening. I've had our sisters and brothers from Ghana talking about strengthening of the farm organization that they also get from DLV, as we get it from DBV through AHA. Then we do a lot of farmer advocacy with Agritera. Then this international exchange program with Sholama Stiftung. And then we have one that is involved with farm succession. And then we do a program of getting role models from across the country that is supported by the Food and Agriculture Organization. Where do we want to see ourselves? We want to have a unified home with a demonstration facility where youth can easily come and learn, have fun, but also share their experiences in an area that is gazetted for youth livelihoods and more of experiential learning using our own resources. So that is where we want to see ourselves in the next 5-6 years, where we have a fully functional young farmers demonstration and livelihood center with all the different facilities. With the challenges, I would say, yes, we still have, you see, they're the biggest, as I gave you in the beginning, youth are the biggest percentage, but there's still low membership because not all of them are in agriculture. There's still a challenge of females. There's still a challenge of females participation, especially for the young, because of norms, customs, and taboos. Working with youth, there's a lot of politicization of our activities. You can't easily work with youth, and sometimes government might not come, or might fail to come in because they'll think you are mobilizing for politics, you are mobilizing for disabilities. And then we still have little or low mechanization from our membership, but also the other intrinsic challenge is that of access to land, credit, and skills by the young people. Our key areas of partnership, as I conclude, is we can do a lot with, we need in microfinance schemes because youth need credit, in mechanization where we want to have machinery pooling, in sponsorship and internships because youth need them a lot, in agriculture insurance because our business is risky, in bulk marketing and connections, especially for the young people. We have a wide range of partners that are supporting us in various aspects. And if I don't end, then I'll end tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Many thanks to Dennis, the CEO of UNIFA in Uganda. And as I can read already in our chat, we already collected some questions. And I would like to encourage you, if you have more questions about the organizations already presented, please write in your question into the chat. And now, last but not least, we would like to listen to Ms. Sarah Avoir. She's a chairperson for Lira DIFA in Uganda. Please, Ms. Sarah, go ahead.
Everyone. Hello there.
Hello. Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. You can hear me?
Yes, wonderfully.
Oh, thank you. Good afternoon. It is still afternoon in Uganda, and I'm glad to be part of this meeting. I'm the chair going to present why you joined and 17. Sorry.
Maybe Miss Sarah, actually it's quite difficult to understand you.
Yes.
Maybe could you check your internet connection?
Could be network.
Yeah, now it's better. Now it's
Can
better.
you pick me now?
Yes, yes.
That's better.
That's better.
Okay. I was saying I'm glad to be part of this meeting, and I'm going to present on Lira District Young Farmers Association, which is a member of the district farmers of we joined in 2017, and then we a total of one
Sarah, now the connection is not very good again.
Yes.
When you just started, it was a bit better.
Sorry?
Yeah, now it's good again.
Can you hear me now? Oh, sorry, they didn't call me. Sure. Is to be the linguist in agriculture, reliability, sustainability, and employment. Our mission to strengthen and mobilize the youth groups through working together for members to share hands-on experience. What currently actually we are doing is, one, we are farming. We have individuals involved in crop production like soybeans, simsim, maize. We also have individuals doing poultry, rabbit. We have exchange visits. We have that one being done among the region and also at the district level. We also have sub-counties visiting one another to see what youth are involved in. We are also together with our umbrella body participating in the online competition which ended. We participated. We are also part of the international program, doing marketing where we do bulking for collective selling. This is because of low prices of when we do bulk them, we get high proceeds. We have trainings on farm activities like post-harvest handling, financial literacy, skilling. Because of the COVID and skilled our youth on how to make products, for instance, liquid soap for sanitation. And right now we have increased village for youth stage. Now it is a season food. We share our money by the end of the year, that is December. Our biggest challenges, climate change and its diversities, is affecting our youth. Sometimes we're back and plant in time since we are agriculturalists. We have limited proper exposure and coverage of the whole district. We can't reach out to all our members. Limited funds for operation. Our organization lacks funds to reach out and operate all our activities. Low commitment from the youth in agriculture. Currently, most of our youth rush for things that would give them returns immediately, like betting. So most of them don't want something that takes long to return. We have low youth engagement with the district. Some of the youth that are engaged in agriculture doesn't know what is going on at the district. That would be good opportunities to tap from. Our added value to the members. We are a youth consortium at the district, and currently we advocate for better prices through bulking and aggregation. We have network and exposures from workshops. That is, whenever we sit for workshop, we learn from other people new things. Quality agricultural inputs and market information. Like our mother organization, I mean the umbrella body for youth in Uganda, they provide us with information on market and good agricultural inputs. Production strategy is also one of the things we provide. We make available for the youth at the district. We have linkages and referrals for market to, and linkages and referral for market and also to financial access. Since youth don't have enough funds for agriculture, as a voice for the youth, we are able to refer them and link them to financial institutions. We have knowledge from trainings. Whenever we have trainings, we are able to deliver to the youth this. And next is, where do you see your organization in 5 years? As the chairperson for the organization, I see Lira District Young Farmers Association as the leading voice for youth in Lira District, advocating, lobbying for youth sustainability. Why I joined the organization? I joined the organization because of the spirit for teamwork, togetherness, and being the voice for grassroots farmers. How has the organization, my work, has helped and governance? I have attained female leadership skills where I'm able to reach out to the females who are only right now doing garden work and being left out in key positions like leadership. Even during the time of sharing the proceeds from the garden, the men take out more and leave out our women who do the garden work. I have also been able to network with different people from different backgrounds, like the Germans, when they come and we have workshops with them. I've also been able to share and reach out to other people in times of need. When I lack how to handle a situation, I reach out to people outside my district who sometimes may have experience in the field. Right now, I hold a poultry farm. I am keeping birds. I have over 500 broilers in my farm. I think that now, in case of any question, I'll take them. Thank you.
Also, many thanks from our side to Sarah. Thanks for this very interesting presentation you gave to us. But also, I would like to thank all 5 presenters for their very interesting presentations and insights from Ghana and from Uganda about you engage with women, with youth. And now let's open our Q&A session. I could already read there are some questions. Maybe you still have other ones. And maybe I would like to hand over to my colleague, Johannes, who's collecting these questions. And then we start.
All right. Thank you, Volker. Yes, some questions were mentioned in the chat, and one was from Nicole, who unfortunately had to leave us already. But I'm going to ask her question anyways to Jeanette Adey. Jeanette, can you please clarify more on how the machines are financed and who owns them, since you were talking about machinery in your presentation?
Okay, thank you. The machines are for the organization.
Sorry, the connection is really bad right now.
Right. So they're charging the farmer just a small amount, a little. So they are charging farmers just a small, and then they keep just a little for maintenance for the company.
Would you mind, because it was hard to understand your answer.
Hello?
Either repeat it, and if the connection is still not that good, then you could also just answer the question in the chat, please. But try it one more time, please.
Okay, so like I was saying, operating the machine, and they are providing these services to the women, and they are just paying a little amount, which they are paying the operators. Then they keep something small for maintenance of the machines.
Okay, we got pieces of your answer.
Did you get me?
I'd prefer to clarify your answer. Maybe write it in short in the chat for everyone, so they can understand it. Thank you. We also have another question from Lydia Su, probably representing DAA. One of them, question from them. To Dennis, I would want to know from Dennis, who provides funding for the exchange visits the participants make to Germany.
Thank you so much. In my presentation, I gave the different partners that work with us. For that international apprenticeship program, we are funded by BMZ, the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, but through the Scholama Stiftung. So our main partners, our main funders of financial support comes from BMZ. But also the youth themselves do some cost sharing, especially in the application fees and during the trainings, their transport to come and prepare. So I think the ministry caters for 95% of all the costs for the 3 months. These young people are in Germany, and the young people contribute around 5%, but they contribute it on themselves, especially before going and during the meetings, coming and going back and all that. So there's some little contribution that is done by them, but the biggest majority is paid for by BMZ.
Thank you, Dennis. There's another question just popped up for you to answer. Also something that popped in my head. You mentioned that you have a low female participation and that you have some difficulties reaching out to like female young farmers or like get them engaged with the UNIFA. How come? And also, is it because the activities are not attractive to females?
Interesting question. First and foremost, we know that women do a big contribution in agriculture, more especially in the lower levels of the value chain. But this happens more especially with the settled women, those that are having strong families, are married, having children, and have settled. So they contribute most of the labor and all that. But in our young farmers, remember, we have norms and customs that would prohibit many of them in, for instance, owning land, yet our association is for young farmers. So they have to be doing something. Many of them don't own land, as opposed to the boys who inherit the land. Then two is that others are, once they drop out of school, they either go directly into women associations, and sometimes they are pushed back that they're young people, especially if they have teenage pregnancies and give birth and get married. So you find that their freedom of association is limited. Then three is that the ones that we deal with are usually very young people and have just fallen in love, or they're in new marriages. And many of them, their young husbands fear to send their beautiful ladies to come into groups or associations. So that's also another aspect. But basically the biggest ones, as I've said, are the norms, where women still, we need to empower more of them to come into the association circles, and then also break the barriers of norms and customs.
Thank you so much, Dennis. I have also another question for Sarah Avoir. You talked about advocating for better pricing, but who do the young farmers appeal to achieve that?
Yes, in fact, before Sarah answers, she's one of our women leaders. She can also tell you the challenges they face in coming into UNIFA activities. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good idea. Sarah? Sarah, I think you're still muted, or can you hear us?
Can I have the question again?
Yes. In advocating for better pricing, who do you as organization or the young farmers do appeal to?
Okay. Yeah, I think Sarah is back. Sarah? Yes.
Can you get me? Yes. Yes, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, Sarah.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Okay. Okay, thank you. When it comes to better pricing, we talk to the people who are concerned, I mean, like the productions, because they have a hand in the district. What usually happens is they have middlemen who come and collect our products at a very low price. As if we voice to these people for them that not being at spread the price, because we need.
Sorry, Sarah. Again, the connection is really a problem right now. We can barely hear you.
Oh,
Sarah.
oh, sorry.
So also, if you would mind to write a short answer in the chat, so maybe we can understand it from that part, or maybe maybe Dennis has also an answer to that, because yeah, I can understand something. Sorry. Okay, while Sarah is trying to answer that in the chat, we're going to switch to the next question. Actually, to King David. You're still with us, right? Yeah, I can see you. The question is coming from our side here, from Berlin. How do you include men into your work for women?
Thank you very much. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly fine.
Yeah, thank you very much. We include, we have women groups, women associations, and that was what I initially said, that about 180,000 of them are women groups. We have men, mixed groups, that's men and women. So there are men and there are solely women groups. Like you rightly heard from Sasu, who is the National Women's College leader. Her group are made up of mainly those along the coastal areas, and they are women groups. We also have women groups in the middle zone and then in the northern zone. But there are others which are mixed groups, which have women, men, and then the youth. So we have men groups among the associations. I hope I've answered the question. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I think this also answers the question of Joseph. He was also asking, rural areas are composed of youths and men. Where do they leave the men in their programs? But I think this question goes in the same direction. Is that true? Otherwise, just step in, Joseph, and clarify your question. Okay. Also, I want to encourage the people in the DAA rooms who are present in one room. In case some questions are coming up, kindly let us know somehow. Give Lydia a sign and you tell me. All right. I have another question here coming from Stephen Kiviwezi from UG to Jeanette Adey. When we talk of developing rural women in agriculture, there are a lot of dynamics that come into play. How is your organization engaging with the men to support their wives in their venture, especially with resources?
Can you please repeat the question again? Sorry.
Yes. I think it goes in a similar direction. When we talk of developing rural women in agriculture, there are a lot of dynamics that come into play. How is your organization engaging with the men to support their wives in their venture, especially with resources?
Okay. Now the men are getting to understand their women, and they want to support the women now because of the contribution. Because of the contribution, the women are contributing in their homes. And when the women have their farms, and the men too have theirs, but they are supporting in their small way now. So now the men are giving more land to the women because like the DLV project, when it came, we realized that it is for only women, and the improvement and the benefit that is coming from the women is coming to the homes. So the men are now changing their mind, and they want to give more land and to the women. So now they allow them to attend their meetings, and because formerly the women have to be in their homes to cook when it is time for meetings. And now they allow them to go, because when they go, they see that there's improvement coming to the homes. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeanette. Also, there's a question to both organizations, maybe like both sides, Uganda and Ghana. How do you cooperate with the private sector? Since you receive funding from the governmental sector and civil society, but what about the private sector? Do you get money from companies and enterprises too, or is that already happening? Maybe first Dennis, and then someone from the Ghana side.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. It's an interesting question. How do we work? First and foremost, we are a membership-based organization. So meaning that we are a private entity. We are not a public entity. So this gives us leverage in this way, in that we can create partnerships with all that are available. So our biggest partners are the private sector. We don't so much engage with government in terms of resources. We engage with them more into advocacy and lobbying for our part. So many of our resources are coming from private NGOs and private companies. Like, for instance, our agribusiness tours are sponsored by different companies here in Uganda. If they also have other youth to participate. Our publications, the advertisements are from the private sector, and many of our activities, because we're a private organization, we deal with the private sector more, but only engage the government in terms of lobby and advocacy. That is how precisely I can answer that.
Thank you so much, Dennis. And maybe from the Ghanaian side, Lydia?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. With the private sector, we have been collaborating with them a lot. We have one group in Afram Place, Northern Region, which they buy the maize and then they use it, the maize that they've grown. They harvest, they buy it and use it for children feeding. And then we have Yara, which is a private sector for fertilizer. To support us for the women to have fertilizer, train them on how to use it so that they can get increase in production. And through that, we are looking at poverty eradication. So if they have a lot of high production, then it means that the family is also at ease and they can also work. And then we have and then others which they also work with us, and then see how best they can also support. We have the input dealers, which they also once a year support the farmers and train them on new inputs that they can.
Okay, thank you, Lydia. Also, I just see that Sarah answered the previous question regarding advocating for better prices. Who do you appeal to? Sarah says that they are engaging the youth for bulking for collective selling, which brings good proceeds. As a short answer, since she has some connection problems right now. That's it so far from the questions side, as far as I can see. As soon as they're coming more up, I will.
There's another one. There's another one.
All right. Okay, Eve is asking to a woman, being oil is the #1 as a country, how do you make them feel and be actively involved in agriculture? Do you understand the question, or does Eve need to clarify that? Otherwise, Eve, you can ask directly.
Can you repeat the question again? Can you repeat the question again?
Eve, kindly ask the question directly.
Okay, I was asking, like Uganda as a country, it is like agriculture is the #1, like it's one of the #1 activities as a country. And when you look at Ghana, they consider so much of oil and so forth. So definitely the generation will wake up, like all what they do, they would think about oil. So how are you making the women actively involved in agriculture to make it as a #1 economic activity among them. Hello.
Yes, we got that. King David, do you want to answer?
Thank you very much. You know that, are you hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah. In the developing countries, and especially the sub-Saharan countries, including Ghana, we have more of our women into agricultural production, right from the value chain, from production to the table. And because of it, many of our women are actively involved in agriculture. You know, statistics show that 55% of our women are into 55 and more are into agricultural production. So you find that most of them are there. And then they are encouraged to do farming. And then they see their other women groups. The women groups also come up and challenge them. And women are very business-minded. And once they see other women doing their business, they'll also find a way of joining them. And by the associations, they production through processing, through putting food on the table, the activity of women. We really appreciate what our women are doing in Africa.
Okay, it's like the last part was interrupted by some connection problems, but Eve, was that sufficiently answered? Or should David repeat the last part?
You want me to repeat?
Maybe the last part, because it was interrupted by the connection problems.
Yeah, I was saying that from production through processing, through storage, and then even marketing, you find the value chain. Our women play very significant. They are women are challenged. They into doing more, and women, they actually do it wholeheartedly.
Okay, I think that's as good as it gets. Thank you so much, King David. Yeah, still struggling with the connections here. I think we should move on to the next question. Joseph Wandera from Uganda asks, can we have a partnership established between UNIFA and the Ghana organizations since they complement into each other's activities? Maybe we'll hear an opinion from both sides in this regard. Lydia, maybe you want to answer? Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
No.
Hello. Yes. Sorry, did you ask me a question?
Yes.
If not, Jeanette.
I can repeat it. Either Janet or you may answer it. Joseph Bandera is asking, can we have a partnership established between UNIFA and the Ghana organization, FONG and DAA, since they complement into each other's activities?
Yes, I think that would be great to have kind of something we could partner on. Especially, I believe there are a lot of things we can learn from each other. There's a lot we can learn from the group there in Uganda, and then also a lot for them to learn from us also. So yes, going forward, I think we can sit or connect more and then decide on which areas we can collaborate more. Well, this webinar is one platform already for us to connect and partner. And so I think we can take it to another level where we could have more exchanges. So yes, that is very possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And from the Ugandan side, Sarah or Dennis, who wants to say something about that suggestion from Joseph?
Okay, thank you so much. Joseph is part of us, so he has the suggestion. Yes, I was saying Joseph is part of us and he has brought the suggestion. I think was also bringing it back to you, the organizers, like Sholama Stiftung and AHA, but also now with their main partners, DLFAO. So we can initiate something together with, especially with DLFAO that is connecting so much with the women there. Now we also have a challenge of involving more young women into agriculture. So with the Landfrauen, we can also partner and then connect with the Ghanaians to learn more about what they are doing. So also the question goes also back to you, the organizers for this webinar, to see that we can further initiate the partnerships and exchange more into what we are doing in East and Western Africa.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Johannes, can I come in?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think this collaboration will be very, very interesting, and we will very much love to have it because it will be collaboration or cooperation. It will be very ideal for farmers in Ghana to see what their counterparts in Uganda are doing. And I think the same from Uganda to Ghana. They will see what crops they grow and how they go about with their farming activities. And then it will be a very good and interesting opportunity for the rural farmers, especially knowing that they are traveling outside the countries or the shores of their countries to other parts to learn. And it will be very encouraging. People will get to know more from their counterparts. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, also, I don't know, on behalf of the organization here, we would find that very interesting and initiating such a joint partnership, like here going across Africa and back to Europe. So actually, this is also why we set that up, since we can all learn from each other, find similarities and exchange our knowledge in certain areas. And yes, also from Charlemagne's side, we would totally be in for that. So I'm very happy that you guys think the same. Okay, coming to another question from Seth, which is a kind of funny question. I hope I understand it right. Much of what we know from Ghana is the movie industry. My question would be to the Ghana women, do you have any strategies to do the same in farming, seeing that you are the leaders in the sector? So, yeah. would like to answer that. Like, I understand that like promoting farming as much as movie industry is promoting.
Excuse me, I didn't get your question.
Okay.
What type of farming? We are ready for that. Please, let's have your question.
All right. I think maybe I give that back to Sethik directly to clarify his question. Like, what do you mean with the movie industry? What does it have to do with farming?
Okay. Can you hear? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. My question was, in brief, I would like to know if they have any strategies of promoting the agriculture industry, because most of what we know from Ghana is the entertainment industry. Is it clear?
Please, you said entertainment industry. We have women, we have farmers, we have small scale farmers. We have farmers at the communities. We produce to feed the country, produce to feed the community, to produce to feed the family. So it's not music industry. We farm to feed ourselves.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, this is Gladys from Ghana.
Hello, Gladys.
From FONG, Middle Zone, Women's Leader. The women farmers in Ghana are actually business-minded women who farm and who feed the nation. As we are talking, the commercial farmers, they farm and sell their products outside. But the rural women are main people who feed the nation. They go far, come back and sell some and use the money to buy meat and clothes and pay school fees and other things. So we are not farmers who may be from hand to mouth, dependent on farming as a business. And we are also engaged in these women groups where we educate them to learn how to be working as a team and how to negotiate for prices so to be sustainable. So the leaders of the groups are being trained, and they do elections every 3 years. They give their records. They have registered of them ready in the middle zone here. They want every input from the government. They are sharing fertilizer and other things. They also get their share fairly, and they have gotten tractor services as well. Some of them have enlarged their farm because of trainings that they have had, and the chance of networking and getting other people to come and buy. That produces granules as farmer group. They are processing now with a big factory. And they are selling, some of them, the farmers take their product and go and sell it. Some schools are also buying from them to use it for schools. The women do village savings and loans. So now there is no problem of I'm not getting money to expand my farm. I'm not getting money to send my child to school. If someone dies, they are able to get loan within 24 hours. They have links with the savings that get them ready money for whatever they want to do. So this is my contribution. Thank you.
I'm Sarai. I want to say something. We have got a big benefit for our communities. For the training we go at Kaswa, I had a clip. When we go to the training, we learn that the storage is the big capital of the maize. So I had a crib and I keep my maize inside. Up to now, it's 1 year. There's nothing having happened. And I've sow another one. I can add it to that one. If it's at first, like it has spoiled, up to now it has spoiled. So we have got a big benefit, and all the communities have get a big training. It has changed their lives. They are gathering, working, men and women are working, and we are not, they train us not to put a big load on our heads. So we now have trained to get small loads. If you get a big load, you don't reach where you are going. So if you get small, you reach the place we are going. So I want to thank DLV. I'm from Kojo Ashon. I want to thank DLV for that training. We know they will come and give us a big training again. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution there. Just since the time is running out, we are almost overdue. I will have Lydia Bafua giving a statement to the last question, and after that, unfortunately, we have to wrap up this session. Lydia, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Johannes. I think the last question was more about Ghana being so visible in the entertainment industry and how we want to promote agriculture. Yes, I would say entertainment is business. It's real good business and everybody loves entertainment. And so the pace at which the entertainment sector rises tends to be higher than agriculture. That is on the facial value, if that is how we want to look at it. But then also a lot is being done to support the agriculture sector, right from the public sector or the government's part to private and to individuals. So in Ghana, for instance, the government promotes agriculture. We have a program we call the Planting for Food and Jobs. Well, it's sponsored by the Canadian government, but then there are a lot of initiatives that have been put in place to promote agriculture in this regard. Also, the private sector is coming up so strongly in terms of aggregation or market foods provision. It comes to forming of farmer organizations to better place agriculture at a higher level. At that level, this is what we are doing, trying to strengthen the farmer organizations, all in the bid of promoting agriculture. And so, yes, entertainment is doing so well, but then a lot also is being done in Ghana to promote agriculture. Yes, so thank you very much. To wrap up, I really want to thank all of you for your participation, the good presentations from the Ugandan team, and then also from the Ghanaian team, Fong, DAA, and then also Jeanette. We are so grateful. You made the time to travel all the way to make this program a success. Also, again, to the Shirley Masterton team, Volker and Johannes. Thank you so much for the moderation and all the technical support. For me, one thing I think I'm taking home is the suggestion that came on partnership or collaboration between the two organizations. So I think it's something we can really work on. A lot of things to learn from both countries, a lot of exchanges we can have. Unfortunately, now there is Corona, and so with meetings, such timetables or movements to see what each organizations are doing to better foster the learning process. So thank you very much. Over to you, Volker and Johannes.
Okay, Ms. Lydia, thank you very much. And also, well, now after 2 hours, we are coming to an end, actually. I was monitoring more or less the number of participants all the time, and as in several rooms, there are even more than one participant. So I guess now we can conclude our joint webinar, Powerful Organizations for Rural Development, Insights from Ghana and Uganda, organized by the German Association of Rural Women and from the Scholema Foundation of the German Farmers Association. I think we really saw 5 super interesting presentations, and we can really say there are very powerful organizations out there in Ghana, but also in Uganda. And we support the farmers and actually the vulnerable people living in rural areas who want to have a brighter future. And I was really amazed that somehow the problems in Ghana and Uganda, they are quite similar. So what about access to land? What about motivation for young people to engage in agriculture? Agriculture is a source of our food, it's a source for many people, for their incomes, for men and for women. And we can see the challenges we all face, the funding for the people in living in the rural areas, but also the funding for all our activities. And one key to find a solution is actually our networking. And probably I can only hope, and I'm really convinced that such kind of webinar where we come together, where we connect, where we network is one solution also for the future. And I'm really amazed about the idea of even continuing our cooperation. And I will promise that Scholema Foundation, we will get in contact with German Association of Rural Women, and we want to see in which points and we can cooperate also in the future. And I'm also happy to see that all organizations, both countries, Ghana and Uganda, you also have a very long-lasting cooperation already with Germany. Yes, I heard about the cooperation with GIZ, with Scholema, with AHA, and I'm very happy that now actually we can also harvest the fruits. And therefore, I would like to also conclude with a sentence I took out of this whole webinar: then working together is better than working alone. And that's why thank you very much to all participants, to all presenters. I hope you will all stay safe and sound in this chaotic Corona times, and stay safe during Christmas time. Have a wonderful Christmas and also a New Year's Eve. All the best from Germany to Ghana to Uganda, and we hope to see you very soon. Thank you very much to everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, you guys. It was a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
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 Hope to see you soon in the next session.
Next section is that.
Rice production. Last Farmers Day, I went there and I bought the rice.
Wow.
It's very nice.
Meanwhile, we are here eating polished rice.
So how do we get it? I even asked them that this rice I've never eaten it. So if I try and it's good, how do I get it? So they gave me you believe he said I can call them, but may go less than even 5 kg. How would they?
I mean that now.
No, it's a book. Oh, it's very nice.
Mommy.
Because I don't have
an intention
much
of opening a rice shop.
It's very nice.
Cool. All right, Auntie, please, I think this is
It's not mine.
then it's for Buffett. Please, is this your personal?
Yeah, my personal.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Was there something you wanted to ask, Lydia? Or I close the session? I can't hear you right now.
Sorry, my mic was
No
muted.
worries.
Yes, so I was asking, looks like some people are still there, but is there anything we need to discuss on the side or?
No, not really. Like for us, we're really happy with the whole event. Went really cool and smooth, despite some connection problems, but this is the case. Yeah, for us, yeah, again, thank you guys for joining and like being active in this joint event with GLV, DBV, Charlemagne, EAA, FOM, UNIFA, so many actors. Yeah, I think since we all agreed that it would be a nice thing to like find some ways to cooperate with each other, learn from each other, we would definitely like we would be happy to be like this networking knot to like send the contacts to each other and get inform each other also about future events, being it online or even present. Yes, we're definitely gonna keep that in mind and will keep us updated about all our activities, I guess.
Sure, great, that would be good. Yeah.
Actually, Johannes already said everything. I would only already also thank you, Lydia, for all your support that you stepped in. Because, well, with Sophie, we are going also to talk within the next days once she's back in office again. We hope she's getting better very soon. And then we can see in which ways we can actually cooperate and what we can do. And at the beginning, I was a little bit, afraid of how it would all be because of the internet connections. But actually, when the presentations came and when we also listened to the Q&A session, I was really amazed about the participation and especially about the proposal.